The rebellious delight themselves in something other than God. This causes people to turn to turn away from God into false idols. They delight in someone or something else. So we move away from God, or maybe it's religion, and we turn to our sense of self-worth and value and goodness. Do you realize there's many moral people who will not be in heaven? There's going to be that guy that everyone says, man, he's so good. He's such a good, nice man, generous, but good. But his good was on the altar of self-worship. But then those people whose good is placed upon others, those are called legalists. They take what they think is good and they put their good on you. Ultimately, the legalism that we found in Jesus' day, it put him on the cross. He was crucified at the hands of religious people, which is why, on my end, like when I meet people and they ask what I do, the biggest conversation ever is this: I'm a pastor. That just ends the conversation right there for many. That was awkward. Or they immediately, I haven't been in church like 5 years, they just start confessing. I'm not a priest, it's all good. Or they say, I'm not religious. I love to say, I'm not either. I'm not a religious pastor. I don't shepherd at a churchy church. My Jesus is an irreligious Savior because he died at the hands of the religious. And so can we let that be a pivot in how we speak the gospel into our culture? Can we not be pious Pharisees that make people feel like they can't be a part of God's story? That we have a God who loves them and cares for them, so we want to speak into their lives, that we want to speak life. And so what did it look like in Jesus' context? We know how Paul was teaching to the religious. Well, this is what Jesus said. This was in Matthew 15. It says, the people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. In vain do they worship me, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men. So Jesus is saying, hey, these people, these scribes, these Pharisees, the teachers of the law, they don't teach about God. They talk about what they believe about God, and they put their teaching and their yoke on others. So no longer is it about God, it's about them. We do that as people. We put our yoke on other people. Can we not do that? In this text here, he's illuminating the fact of that this culture ultimately is creating this yoke of legalism, and we've not been called to that. And when he's sharing that text, now here's the deal. I know a lot of us feel like we don't know the Bible. We're all filling in the gaps. We're all learning. We're all growing. We won't know everything on this side of eternity, all right? So we're just filling in the gaps. But God's people, man, they had a hardcore program. They had to learn the law. Like they knew Isaiah. Like when Jesus quoted from Isaiah, like in this text here, Jesus was quoting from Isaiah, and they knew where he was quoting from. We number it, just makes it easier for us. But for us, we're like, that's Isaiah 29. And then there's this context of what is he talking about? So this is what Jesus was talking about. And the Lord said, because this people draw near with their mouth and honor me with their lips, while their hearts are far from me, and their fear of me is a commandment taught by men, therefore, behold, I will again do wonderful things with the people, with wonder upon wonder, and the wisdom of their wise shall perish, and the discernment of their discerning men shall be hidden. Ah, you who hide deep from the Lord your counsel, whose deeds are in the dark, and who say, who sees us? Who knows us? You turn things upside down. Shall the potter be regarded as the clay, that the thing made should say to its maker, he did not make me, or the thing formed say of him who formed it, he has no understanding? He's referencing that part that we also see in Romans 9. If you want to go back and read Romans 9, you'll see this touch point there. Basically saying this: the world is twisted, and those think that they have it together, and it all makes sense. They've got it backwards. That our God is wholly other. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. His ways to this world seem upside down. So for you, if you're living in this world and things seem weird, if things seem upside down, can I tell you this? That's a good thing. Welcome home.